Okay, so this is the system for the cell culture chamber using the Te2. These have two Clearomizers on here, and the activators, push button activators that are activated by the controller at the proper time. This whole system is described in another video. So this is then connected to the cell culture chamber. Cell culture chamber comes in through here and goes through the humidifiers. The two humidifiers then go into two tubes where the cells are kept in these chambers. This is the controller for temperature. This is the flow meter for the CO2. And this is the exit and the flow, the valves that control the flow through the two chambers. This is how you put the cells in the chambers. So the vapor then from the Te2 comes in through here, gets split into the two to go into the two chambers. The two chambers go first through the humidifier unit, which is just a Teflon tubing inside of a bundle. On the outside is water, and on the inside then is 100% relative humidity. So as the vapor then goes through the humidifier, it picks up the relative humidity of the water vapor from and then goes into the chambers. The two chambers are in here in the water bath. The water bath is in control by the controller here. You can adjust this at 37 degrees plus or minus whatever you want, 2 degrees or so. And then this is the flow meter for the CO2. CO2 tanks can be down here, and I'll go through how to set that up a little later. And then as we go through, then these are the flow valves for the two chambers. So you can turn this off and only use one chamber at a time if you want, or use both of them at the same time. These are where you can sample for the amount of vapor or the CO2 and the relative humidity. The cell cultures are put into the chambers through here, and then put back on, and then tightened up. And the flow then comes in through here and goes to the pump, so everything is negative pressure into here, and then through and back into the Te2. The flow meters are the flow meter for the pump, which is adjusted by the valve right here. The flow meter that takes the extra air in to the Te2, and this is the flow meter that measures the flow of the puff pump. This is a system that my desk track here. This is not included with the system. It allows you to measure the particle concentration, and then the pump comes through here and feeds into a meter that tells carbon dioxide and relative humidity, and that's what you're looking for there. This is the switch that turns on and off the water pump and the pump for the air. Okay, now so we can go through and stop. Okay, this is to set up the carbon monoxide. You'll put a regulator on your CO2, and then hook it up to the bottom part of the flow meter right here. And the flow meter should start off closed. So the flow meter is adjusted by the screw right here into the valve. So start off with it closed, and then turn on the CO2 and adjust the regulator up to 5 psi. And then now as you start to open up the valve, the flow meter for the CO2, you can adjust it up to maybe 2 or something like this to start off with. So we'll just use that as a starting point. Okay. So this switch here turns on the pump. It also turns on the water, the pump for the water bath. So if you look over here, you can see where it's coming out of the water pump. It's through here, though you can't see it very well. Okay. Just to make sure that that's operating okay. Then you can adjust the rotometer for the flow, say up to about 10 liters a minute, 15 liters a minute. And then you'll be able to adjust the flow in the other. The flow feeds off of that. And when the flow comes up on the flow meter into here, so it's going to be adjusted later on to whatever kind of mixture flow you need with the vapor. And normally you can use it with or without the amount of material coming through there. When you turn on the pump, you can tell this pump then, 2 liters is what's coming through the 2 valves into the puff pump, and then the puff pump goes into the mixing and dilution chamber. So also make sure that the fan's operating. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Won't hurt you, but so and then so now we have our initial conditions set. We can turn on the dust track and the Q track. These are instruments by TSI. The dust track measures particle concentration. The dust track measures CO2, CO, relative humidity, temperature, so we want to measure the relative humidity going through here. It should be around 100%. So we're starting off at 65%. And there's this, you want to start the pump. So we start the pump in, and the pump now is pumping out of the sample port there. And as it goes up, the CO2 should go up, and also the relative humidity will start coming up. So this is...
real quick, how you started the pump, where you first pushed the start button?
Oh, the start of the pump is right here. Oh, it was actually right here. I'll start.
Just to turn it on was the other small button.
Yeah, right. So turn it on with the pump with the power, and then the stop and start opens up. That's the pump. So it's a real low concentration in here now, just measuring whatever's in the room. It depends on whatever you're going to be putting through there. So I'm not going to put anything through here because I don't know what you're going to use it for, so I don't want to contaminate the system for you. So, okay, so now it's coming up to 1.5% on the CO2. So if you were to be running this, you wait for it to stabilize a little bit, and then you can turn it up a little bit, maybe to 2.5 if you get the 2,000 ppm or 2% CO2. Just to reiterate what is going on here, first you want to make sure the CO2 is hooked up and on. Then you can turn on the pump to the water bath. You can see it flowing in through there. If it starts dropping down, you can add more water in through here. And then you would go and set the flow up for the CO2. And then turn on the main pump. Set the flow up for there and for what you want on the inside. And then your monitoring equipment. Then you would turn on the smoke machine. And set it to whatever you wanted to do. I'll set it for 4 times per minute now. And you can see it's starting to pump. And it'll puff through here when it's taking a sample. This will drop. This is the air that's coming through there. When it comes down, then it's pulling air through the Clearomizers and into the chamber right here. And then you would set up your system to whether you wanted 1 or 2 chambers. Put the cells in there, and then do your measurements, and that's basically it.